the most proud thing for Friends of the Call is all the boat ramp or boat access, and then eventually the river trail designation. We have a large membership pool that I think is really a fantastic thing for an environmental organization in Kansas. I think if it wasn't for Friends of the Call, the Kansas River would be the same as it was when we started 20 years ago. I think it would be ignored, and we would have a water issue, and I think we would have dredging on the river. I don't think we would have sandbars. I think we've accomplished a lot. One of my favorite memories was when we used to put the really large canoe trips together. They were crazy. It took so much work to put, over a weekend, we would have 200 people on the river. We had to have all these people lined up out at Perry, and they would, we had to get all the boats here, and people had to drive their cars back and forth. I got to do it one year, and every other year after that, I was driving cars back and forth in the background and making sure they had their memberships filled out or their, paperwork filled out. And then you would just see this mass of people coming around the corner while we're across the street or across the river, and it was just fun, and everybody had fun. We didn't ever have any issues. There was a couple maybe, but in general, everybody was just so happy, and none of them thought you could do this. So they were big, exhausting events, but they were a lot of fun. And then the other time was when we put the access together on the sandbar. That was when it was one of these large canoe trips, and Mike and a bunch of the guys had gone down and had written, this is when we were still trying to get access, walked out in the sandbar, access in giant letters, and then they had everybody come and take their canoe off of the river and spell it out. And so from a picture up above, it looked like beadwork on deer skin. It was just this beautiful, colorful, big sandbar that said access across it. So that was a lot of fun. And you could see it from the Lecompton Bridge. One of the things that I ended up being involved with, which was totally not what I would have expected, was I ended up doing the membership list all these years. We started off as a small grassroots organization with handheld, handwritten list of membership, and you would send out a membership renewal once a month, every 3 months, and if they didn't come back in 3 months, then you crossed them off the list, and it was all handwritten out. And we went to the bank and to the post office and mailed all those out, and stamps and envelopes and phone calls, and eventually I learned how to do Excel on a computer when I finally got a computer, and that was a big deal. And so then that was just my job. I did it several times a year, where I would just send out all of these envelopes and membership renewals. And then one day Don said, "Joanne, you don't have to do that anymore. We have a computer program that does everything. You just put it in, and it sends out the thank you notes, and it's everything." It was just like, wow, that's great, because it takes a lot of time. And so it was fun I enjoyed seeing the growth of the membership, of the whole organization, and to become a really professional and I think well-run organization. And I think you guys are doing great. It's important to be in nature and be involved in the natural world around you. But one of the things that when people were saying some people play on the river and some people work on the river, is we knew that in order to get people interested in the quality of their drinking water, they had to know where it came from. And getting people on the river made them understand the whole cycle, and I think it's helped. I think it's helped a lot. I think people are a lot more aware of Kansas River and water quality issues. And not just within our membership, but within municipalities and cities and water treatment plants. Everybody has a better understanding overall, but I think that's what's important about it.